What if I told you that that big button on top of your morning alarm clock is not actually a snooze button?
Wait, what is it then?
Well, it's actually a broken time machine.
A broken time machine?
Yeah, think about it. You press it, right?
Yeah.
Hoping for just like 10 more minutes of quiet peace, but it accidentally sends you to a future where you are running late, completely stressed out, and feeling exactly like a tired potato.
A tired potato. That's quite the visual.
Right.
But I mean, it's an incredibly accurate way to describe how so many of us start our mornings. We fight the alarm, we lose the battle, and then, well, the rest of the day just suffers.
Exactly. So, welcome to today's deep dive. Today, we are looking closely at something you, me, and, well, everyone else experiences, but we all handle it very differently.
Right, our daily routines.
Yes, our daily routines. We have this fantastic set of notes from a conversation between two individuals, Emma and Alex, and they basically shared their exact daily habits from the moment they wake up to the second they go to sleep.
It's a really revealing look at their lives.
It really is. But our mission today is special because this deep dive is tailored specifically for you, the listener, who is learning the English language. So we're going to do two things today.
Okay, two things.
First, we will uncover the practical secrets to building a better day. And second, we're going to really highlight and celebrate the fun, colorful English phrases that Alex and Emma use to describe their lives.
I love that. It's really the perfect combination because, building a strong daily routine and learning a new language, they are fundamentally the exact same process.
Oh, how so?
Well, you can't learn to speak English perfectly in one single day, right? Just like you cannot build a healthy, stress-free life in one day.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, both require simple, consistent daily habits. So my goal today is to really look under the hood of these habits. We'll explore the psychology of why Emma's habits work so well, why Alex often struggles, and exactly what these interesting English idioms actually mean in everyday conversation.
Awesome. I really love this source material because, honestly, Alex is just so relatable.
Oh, absolutely.
I read his daily struggles and I thought, yes, that is exactly what my Tuesday looked like.
We've all been there.
We have. So let's look at how he starts his day. His alarm rings at 6:30 a.m. He absolutely hates that loud beep, beep, beep sound.
Who doesn't?
Right. So instead of getting out of bed, he reaches over and presses what Emma brilliantly calls the dangerous button, which is, the snooze button.
The dangerous button. I mean, it's a fantastic phrase.
It really is.
Because it sounds dramatic, but it is scientifically very true. The snooze button gives you a short delay, usually about 10 extra minutes of sleep before the alarm rings again. And Alex admits that last Tuesday, he hit that dangerous button 5 times.
5 times.
5 times.
So his 6:30 a.m. wake up became a 7:30 a.m. total panic?
Exactly.
Now, I have to defend Alex here for just a second.
Okay, go ahead.
When it's freezing cold outside and your blanket is so warm, hitting that snooze button feels like self-care. It feels like you were being kind to yourself by giving your body just a little more rest. So why is Emma so strict about calling it dangerous?
Right, I get that. It feels like self-care in the moment, but mechanically, it's actually self-sabotage.
Really? Self-sabotage?
Yes. Here is why. When your alarm wakes you up initially, your brain is being pulled out of a deep sleep cycle. If you hit the snooze button and go back to sleep, your brain thinks, oh, great, we are starting a brand new sleep cycle.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it begins to shut down again. But then, just 10 minutes later, the alarm violently interrupts that brand new cycle.
Wow, so you're basically just confusing your own brain.
Completely confusing it. This causes a biological reaction called sleep inertia.
Inertia?
Right. Inertia means a resistance to movement. Your brain feels heavy, feels confused, groggy. Yeah. By trying to get 10 extra minutes of peace, you actually ensure that you'll feel terrible for the next 2 hours.
That is wild.
Yeah. A simple 10-minute delay easily snowballs. It builds up and grows faster and faster, just like a ball of snow rolling down a snowy hill, until it completely ruins your whole morning.
Okay, well, that broken time machine analogy makes perfect sense now. You press the button, and you literally ruin your morning.
You really do.
Now, let's contrast that with Emma. She wakes up at 7 a.m., and she admits she isn't perfect. She needs a cup of coffee before she can even speak a single word.
Very relatable.
Super relatable. But after that coffee, she gets on the floor and does 15 minutes of stretching and yoga. Alex, on the other hand, admits that while he is lying in bed, he immediately grabs his phone.
The phone trap?
Right. He looks at social media, he reads the news, he just, scrolls and scrolls.
And this is where we see the most critical difference between their mornings. Emma tells Alex he has to stop doing this. She shares her golden rule, which is absolutely no phone for the first hour of the day.
I will admit that sounds totally impossible to me.
It's tough.
When I wake up, I want to know what happened in the world while I was asleep, you know? Catching up on emails and news feels productive, so why is looking at the phone such a bad idea?
Well, to understand this, we really need to look at two powerful words: proactive and reactive.
Okay, proactive and reactive.
Right. When you are proactive, you are in control. You make choices based on your own goals. But when you are reactive, you are simply responding to what other people want from you.
I see. So when Emma does her yoga and drinks her coffee, she is being proactive.
Exactly.
She is choosing her own actions.
Precisely. She is setting the terms of her day. But when Alex grabs his phone in bed, he instantly becomes reactive. He opens his email, and suddenly he is worrying about his boss's problems.
Oh, true.
He opens the news, and he's stressed about global events. He opens social media, and he's comparing his life to photographs of other people.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Before his feet even touch the floor, his brain is flooded with stress, demands, and just too much information. So Emma's no phone rule is essentially a shield.
A shield.
Yes, it protects her mind. It gives her a quiet, safe space to wake up fully before the loud world starts shouting at her.
I love that. You are protecting your peace. And you can really see this proactive mindset in their breakfast choices, too. They don't eat the same thing at all. Emma has a very simple, small bowl of yogurt, but Alex loves a giant plate of eggs and toasted bread. He says he needs a big meal to give him physical energy.
Which is perfectly fine. The lesson here is not about what you eat, but how you approach the morning.
Right.
Whether you need 15 minutes of quiet yoga or a giant plate of eggs, the real goal is to listen to your body and start the day with intention.
Yeah, that proactive control Emma builds in the morning doesn't just evaporate after breakfast. It directly fuels how she manages her workflow when she actually sits down at her desk.
Oh, absolutely.
Emma works from home and she officially starts her workday at 9 a.m. And the very first thing she does is write a to-do list.
A classic tool.
Very classic. For our listeners, a to-do list is simply a piece of paper where you write down all the tasks you need to complete that day. And Emma says she absolutely loves the feeling of taking a pen and crossing a finished task off her list. She even uses this fun sound effect for it. She says, swish. Finished.
Swish. I love that. It's such a wonderfully descriptive English word.
It really is.
It is what we call an onomatopoeia, which is a word that sounds like the actual action it describes.
Like buzz or click.
Exactly. So swish mimics the exact sound of a pen moving quickly and sharply across a piece of paper. It sounds fast, decisive, and just very satisfying.
It does. Swish. But poor Alex has a very different experience at work. He struggles deeply to stay organized. He actually describes his brain during the workday as being like a messy room.
A messy room.
Yeah. And we all know exactly what a messy room looks like. Imagine a bedroom with clothes thrown all over the floor, books stacked randomly on the bed, empty cups on the desk.
It's chaotic.
It is. You cannot find your shoes when you need them. Alex says that is exactly how his brain feels when he is trying to work.
It's a brilliant, highly visual metaphor. Think about the physical mechanics of an actual messy room.
Okay.
If you need to find a clean shirt in a messy room, you have to spend a lot of energy moving things around, looking under boxes, and you just get frustrated.
Right. It's exhausting.
Exactly. So when your mind is a messy room, you suffer from something psychologists call decision fatigue.
Decision fatigue. Meaning your brain gets literally tired from making too many choices.
Yes, exactly. Every time Alex finishes an email, he has to stop and think, okay, what should I do next? Should I call that client? Should I work on the presentation?
Oh, I see.
His brain burns valuable energy just trying to organize the mess.
Yeah.
Emma doesn't have this problem because her to-do list does the remembering for her.
But wait, I want to challenge this idea of the to-do list for a second.
Sure.
Isn't a strict list sometimes a trap? I mean, if I write down every single thing I have to do, it feels heavy. It feels like I'm making a strict set of rules that kind of kills my creativity.
Yeah.
Sometimes a messy room allows you to be spontaneous and creative, right?
Well, that is a very common argument. People often fear that a schedule or a list will feel like a prison. But in reality, it's a vehicle for freedom. Yes. Emma notes that her list helps her stay busy and happy. Because she has written her tasks down, she doesn't have to hold them in her memory. Her brain is actually completely free to be creative on the specific task right in front of her.
Ah, okay, I see. You don't have to worry about forgetting the groceries because the paper is remembering the groceries for you.
Precisely.
I also like to think of crossing items off a to-do list like playing a video game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, every time you cross something out, swish. your brain gets a little reward, a tiny release of dopamine.
Right, a little chemical boost.
Yeah. It feels good. It makes you feel like you're winning the game of work, which makes you want to keep playing.
That is a very accurate way to look at it. You are giving yourself small, manufactured victories throughout the day. Now, they also discuss their midday habits. At 1:00 p.m., Alex makes sure to take a walk outside to breathe fresh air.
Which seems so simple, but it is huge. When you are learning English or staring at a computer screen for work, your visual field is locked onto a screen that is only like 2 feet away from your face.
Exactly. Going outside and looking at trees, the sky, or distant buildings literally relaxes the muscles in your eyes.
Wow, literally relaxes them.
It does. It changes your physical environment, which hits a reset button in your mind. But even with a great morning, a solid to-do list, and a nice walk at lunch, both Emma and Alex admit they suffer from a universal problem. They call it the 3 p.m. slump.
Ah, the 3 p.m. slump. Let's pause and explain this phrase because it is incredibly useful for everyday conversation.
Good idea.
A slump is a sudden drop, a fall, or a heavy sinking feeling.
Like a slump in sales or a slump in energy.
Right. So the 3 p.m. slump is that terrible, heavy, exhausted feeling that hits you right around 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
We all know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're staring at your computer screen, your eyes are drooping, you read the same sentence 3 times because your brain is foggy, and you really just want to hide under your desk and take a nap.
It happens to almost everyone. It's actually tied to our circadian rhythm, which is our body's natural daily clock.
Okay.
There is a natural biological drop in human body temperature and alertness in the mid-afternoon. So the question isn't really how to avoid it entirely, but how they manage it when it happens.
Well, Emma's solution is so fun. When she feels the slump, she makes a cup of tea, or she does a 3-minute dance in her living room.
The 3-minute dance.
Yeah, she just puts on a fun song and dances, and she swears it wakes her up. Alex, however, relies on dark chocolate. He eats a square of dark chocolate because, as he says, chocolate makes everything better.
He's not wrong.
I have to side with Alex on this one. Chocolate is definitely better than exercising at 3 in the afternoon.
Chocolate is certainly delicious. But what is truly fascinating here is the underlying mechanism both of them are using. Notice what they are not doing.
What aren't they doing?
They are not simply staring at the computer, angrily trying to force their tired brains to work harder. They are using physical interventions to fix a mental problem.
A physical intervention. So they change their body to change their mind.
Yes. Emma's 3-minute dance is brilliant because movement instantly increases the heart rate. It pumps fresh oxygen and blood directly to the brain, which clears away the brain fog.
And what about Alex?
Alex uses dark chocolate, which contains a small amount of caffeine and sugar. This provides a very quick physical spike in energy. So they are treating a biological slump with a biological solution.
That makes a lot of sense. I might actually have to try the 3-minute dance. But as we know, you cannot have a good dance at 3 p.m. if you do not allow your brain to properly recover at night.
No, you can't sustain that energy.
Right. Which brings us naturally to the end of their day, and a concept they call the wind down.
The transition from the busy workday to peaceful sleep. For many people, this is actually the hardest part of the entire 24-hour cycle.
Let's really explore that phrase, a wind down routine. To wind down means to gradually, slowly relax. Imagine a classic, old-fashioned toy that you have to wind up tight with a metal key. All day long, you are wound up tight with stress and work. To wind down means letting that spring slowly release its energy until it is perfectly still.
That's a great way to picture it.
Thanks. So Alex finishes his work at 6:00 p.m. He practices cooking, like making tomato soup, and he watches a movie. But he makes a special effort to turn off the television by 10:00 p.m. And his reason is profound. He says he wants to keep his brain quiet.
Keep his brain quiet. That is a vital observation from Alex. We often think that watching television is relaxing.
It feels relaxing.
It does, but mechanically, screens like TVs, tablets, and phones emit bright blue light. This blue light actually tricks your brain into thinking the sun is still shining.
Oh, wow.
Plus, the fast-moving images and loud sounds keep your nervous system highly active. Screens are extremely loud to our brains, even if we are sitting perfectly still on the sofa.
That is so interesting. Well, Emma takes this quiet brain concept even further. She has a very strict 9:3 p.m. rule.
The phone rule again.
Yes. She plugs her phone into a charger in the living room, completely outside of her bedroom. She gets into bed and reads a physical paper book. And because of this, she says she sleeps like a baby.
Like a baby.
Yes. which is a very common, funny English idiom. To sleep like a baby means to sleep very deeply, peacefully, and without waking up.
Though if you ask any actual parent, they will laugh and tell you that real babies wake up screaming every 2 hours.
True, very true.
But yes, culturally, the phrase means a perfect, untroubled sleep. Notice the beautiful symmetry in Emma's day, though.
The symmetry.
Yes, she has a no-phone rule for the first hour of her morning and a no-phone rule for the final hour of her night. She actively guards the entrance and the exit of her day.
Wow, she really is protecting her peace on both sides. Meanwhile, Alex confesses a very funny, very relatable failure.
Oh, what does he do?
He says that instead of turning his screens off, he often lies in bed late at night watching cat videos on his phone.
Cat videos.
Yeah, he scrolls and laughs at funny cats until midnight. And because he stays up so late, he wakes up the next morning feeling like a tired potato.
There it is again.
This is my favorite phrase from the entire source material. A tired potato.
It's a wonderfully creative use of English.
Yeah.
Let's break down why it's so funny and accurate. Think about the physical qualities of an actual potato.
Okay, a potato.
The potato is dense, it's heavy, it just sits there in the dirt. It has no energy, no movement, no life.
Just a heavy lump.
Exactly. When you are severely sleep deprived, your limbs feel heavy. You sit in your office chair and stare blankly at the wall. You feel exactly like a heavy root vegetable that cannot move.
Yes. You have absolutely no energy. You are just a lump in a chair. It is the perfect visual for sleep deprivation.
It really is.
And this leads to a really profound discussion they have right at the end of their conversation. Alex mentions that while Emma's routines sound very healthy, some people think routines are just inherently boring.
All people feel that way.
I know, I have felt that way. Doing the exact same things at the exact same times every single day, it sounds a little gray and lifeless. How do we shift our mindset so we don't feel like robots?
Well, Emma answers this concern beautifully. She explains that a routine is not a prison. A routine is simply a tool.
A tool?
Yes, you don't build a routine just to follow rules. You build a routine to carry you toward a goal. She gives a great example using Alex himself.
Oh, about his running.
Yes. Alex recently decided he wants to get healthier, so he set a goal to start running. He proudly tells Emma that he went outside and ran for 4 minutes.
Just 4 minutes.
Just 4 minutes. But he is thrilled because it is 1 minute longer than he ran last week.
See, 4 minutes of running doesn't sound like much, but Emma gets incredibly excited for him. She responds by shouting, "Baby steps!"
Baby steps!
Which is another fantastic phrase for our listeners. Baby steps means making very small, very slow progress.
Right.
When a baby first learns to walk, they don't take giant leaps, they take tiny, unsteady steps, but those tiny steps eventually carry them across the room.
Exactly.
And Emma follows this up with a piece of advice that is both poetic and highly practical. She tells Alex, focus on the path, not just the mountain. Let's really unpack that metaphor because it applies to everything.
It really does.
Yeah.
It is the absolute secret to lasting improvement. The mountain represents your ultimate massive goal.
So for Alex, the mountain might be running a full marathon.
Exactly. And for you, listening right now, the mountain might be speaking perfect, effortless, fluent English in a business meeting.
Right.
If you only stare at the top of the mountain, it looks impossibly high. The distance between where you are and where you want to be is terrifying. You feel overwhelmed. You feel like a tired potato before you even tie your shoes or open your textbook.
Right. You think, oh, I can only run for 4 minutes. I will never finish a marathon. Or you think, I only learned the word swish today. I will never be able to negotiate a contract in English.
Exactly.
The mountain defeats you mentally.
It really does. But the path is the routine. The path is simply what you do today.
The daily habits.
Yes. The path is running for just 4 minutes. The path is putting your phone in the living room at night. The path is listening to one audio lesson and learning the phrase dangerous button.
I love that.
If you stop staring at the scary mountain and just focus on walking the path, taking baby steps every single day, eventually, you will look up and realize you are standing at the top of the mountain.
That is incredibly encouraging. Whether you are trying to build a healthier lifestyle or organize your messy room of a brain or learn the English language, you don't have to do it all today.
Not at all.
You just have to focus on the 4 minutes right in front of you.
And you really must recognize how connected the path is. The evening routine is the absolute foundation for the next morning.
Oh, for sure.
If you stay up watching cat videos until midnight, you will not have the willpower to avoid the dangerous snooze button at 6:30 a.m. You will wake up reactive, your room will be messy, and the 3 p.m. slump will hit you twice as hard. It is an interconnected cycle.
Okay, We have covered so much valuable ground today. The core lesson from Emma and Alex's conversation is clear. A good day does not happen by accident. It starts with a proactive routine.
Very true.
From avoiding the dangerous button in the morning to writing a to-do list so your brain can enjoy that satisfying swish,
Swish.
to doing a 3-minute dance through the 3 p.m. slump, and finally winding down without blue light so you don't wake up as a tired potato.
It is a complete mechanical system for protecting your energy. And the best part is that it is entirely customizable to who you are and what your body needs.
So I want to turn this directly to you, the listener. Think about your own day tomorrow. Which of these small baby steps will you try to implement?
Good question.
Will you finally banish that dangerous snooze button and wake up proactively? Will you try stepping outside for fresh air or maybe doing a 3-minute dance during your 3 p.m. slump instead of staring blankly at your screen?
Or will you put your phone in another room tonight so you can actually sleep like a baby?
Right. Remember, building a life routine, just like learning a new language, is entirely in your hands, one baby step at a time.
And as we close today, I want to leave you with one final, slightly provocative thought to mull over.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
We have clearly established that a routine is fundamentally a tool. It is a vehicle to help us reach our goals.
Right.
But if it is truly just a tool, what happens when we intentionally choose to put the tool down?
Put it down.
Yeah. Might it be incredibly beneficial for our mental health to schedule one day a month with absolutely zero routine?
Zero routine.
No alarms, no to-do lists, no proactive plans. Just a completely blank day to see what our messy room of a brain naturally wants to explore when it is entirely free from the path.
Wow. A scheduled day of zero routine, letting the messy room just be messy. That is a truly fascinating thought to leave on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We wish you the absolute best on your English language learning journey and in building your ideal daily routine.
Keep taking those baby steps.
Until next time, remember that quiet, peaceful moment before the alarm goes off tomorrow morning. It is not just the start of a busy day. It is the start of a brand new path. Have a great day.